9 board members, 6 are pharmacists, and 3 are members of the public. They serve 5-year terms, only 2 terms max. They meet once every 3 months. CEs, you need 30 hours every 2 years. They can be ACPE approved by other state boards of pharmacy, or pharmacy law programs by the New Mexico Board of Pharmacy. Inactive licensees. CPE for current licensing period. 15 hours for each year. Inactive only for reinstating to active. 10 hours minus the law should be live programs per renewal period. 2 hours of patient safety, 2 hours of pharmacy law offered by the New Mexico Board of Pharmacy, and 2 hours of safe and appropriate use of opioids. Exercising a prescriptive authority requires an additional 2 hours of live CE every 2 years in vaccines, emergency contraception, tobacco cessation, naloxone drug therapy, and hormonal contraception. Inactive for greater than 1 year but less than 6 years requires a renewal form, past renewal fee, and a reinstatement fee. CE for each inactive renewal period and an internship minimum of 60 hours per year of inactivity, and the MPJE, or internship minimum of 60 hours per year of inactivity, the NAPLEX, and the MPJE. If you've been inactive for 6 years or greater, then the requirements are an internship minimum of 60 hours per year of inactivity, the NAPLEX, and the MPJE. The pharmacist renewal is the last day of the licensee's birth month every other year. Intern required hours are 1,500 hours, a maximum of 48 hours per week. Intern renewal is annually on or before the last day of September, that is September 30th. Techs, certified versus non-certified. Certified requires an application, fees, and copy of a current certificate from the PTCB or accept, and to maintain current national certification. Non-certified is application, fees, tech training record signed by the tech training sponsor, and obtain board-approved certification within 1 year of registration with the board as a tech. Tech renewal is biannually on the last day of the licensee's birth month. The minimum square feet of a pharmacy is 240 square feet. Compounding center, 16 square feet for 1 pharmacist and 24 square feet for 2 pharmacists or more when on duty together. The counter height should be at least 36 inches, and the restricted floor area is unobstructed for a minimum width of 30 inches from the compounding center. 5% or at least 1 workstation will comply with ADA. All facilities used for off-site drug storage, that is drug warehouses, shall be equipped with an alarm system to detect entry after hours. C2 prescriptions should be filed separately. C3s, 4s, and 5s should be in a separate file only or readily retrievable, which means at the time of filing, they are stamped with red ink with the letter C in the lower right corner no less than 1 inch high. Then they can be filed with C2s or in the usual consecutively numbered prescription file for non-controlled prescriptions. C2s through 5 drugs should be stored securely locked or dispersed throughout stock of non-controlled drugs. Every clinic, hospital, or pharmacy with off-site storage of drugs shall license with the board by application. Electronic records of prescriptions and patient prescription records may be stored off-site on secure electronic servers provided they're readily retrievable. All HIPAA and Board of Pharmacy patient privacy requirements are met, and reliable backup copies are available and stored in a secure manner approved by the board. Original paper prescriptions may be stored off-site after a minimum period of storage on the licensed premises. Storage areas should be secure from unauthorized access, have fire suppression safeguards, and climate control capabilities. All HIPAA and Board of Pharmacy patient privacy requirements are met. The PIC maintains a record-keeping system that records storage locations and documents an inventory of the original paper prescription documents that are maintained off-site. Original paper records must be able to be produced within 3 business days upon request. In every pharmacy, there shall be prominently posted in a place conspicuous to and readable by RX drug consumers a notice concerning available canceling. Pharmacies permanently closing shall notify the public and the Board of Pharmacy no less than 30 days prior to the final day of service. This notice should include the last date of service, the name, address, phone number of location patient records will be transferred and or stored. Every person license registration, license for operation of the business, pharmacy license, prohibition of return of drugs, current Board of Pharmacy inspection report, current controlled substance registration, patient's bill of rights shall be in the vicinity of all RX departments in full view of patrons. When the pharmacy closes, the permit issued by the Board of Pharmacy shall be immediately surrendered. Any registrant must notify the Board of Pharmacy in writing of any changes of address or employment within 10 days. The PIC must notify the board immediately upon knowledge services will be terminated. Upon termination of PIC, the pharmacy owner immediately designates a new PIC and immediately notifies the Board of Pharmacy of such designation. A preceptor must notify the board of any change of address or employment within 10 days. Change of employment shall serve to suspend certification as preceptor in the former place of employment where the individual was training an intern. The pharmacy shall have a Class A prescription balance, or an analytical balance and weights when necessary. An updated reference source appropriate to each practice site, and 1 copy of the most recent New Mexico pharmacy laws, rules, regulations, and available revisions, either electronic or paper. Sterile compounding, USP National Formulary 797. Periodically monitored, evaluated, tested, and certified by environmental sampling testing with documentation kept for 3 years. A minimum 100 square foot dedicated to sterile compounding, clean, lighted, and at an average of 80 to 150 foot candles. Minimize particle generating activities. Automated compounding devices have accuracy verified at least every 30 days, be observed every 30 days by the operator during mixing, have data entry verified by a pharmacist prior to compounding, or have accurate final documentation of compounded preparations to allow for verification of ingredients by a pharmacist prior to dispensing, and have accuracy of delivery of the end product verified according to written policies and procedures. A managing pharmacy may use an automated drug distribution system to supply medications for patients of a healthcare facility. The automated drug distribution system may be located in a healthcare facility that is not at the same location as the managing pharmacy. When the automated drug distribution system is used to deliver routine doses of controlled substances, the managing pharmacy must submit and maintain a separate registration with the DEA. At least 60 days prior to the initial use of an automated drug distribution system, the PIC of the managing pharmacy must provide the Board of Pharmacy with written notification of physical address the system will be located, health facilities Board of Pharmacy registration number and type, managing pharmacy's registration number, address, and PIC, written policies and procedures that cover the operation of the system. The managing pharmacy's PIC must notify the Board of Pharmacy within 10 days whenever an automated drug distribution system is taken permanently out of service. A pharmacist shall perform a prospective drug use review and approve each medication order prior to administration, except an override medication. A retrospective drug use review must be performed. Managing pharmacy's PIC shall maintain for at least 3 years medication system in a readily retrievable manner, including managing pharmacy's distribution records for all dangerous drugs, including controlled substances, transferred to each automated medication system. Perpetual inventories of controlled substances contained within each automated medication system. Access: hospital. Only one registered or certified pharmacy tech may be present in the pharmacy when the pharmacist is not in the facility, only to perform clerical tasks. A written log shall be maintained of tech activities while alone in the pharmacy. If the pharmacy is closed when the order is written, the pharmacist shall review the order within 24 hours. For the purposes of withdrawing limited doses of a drug for administration in emergencies when the pharmacy is closed, if the drugs are not available in floor or emergency drug supplies, only one designated nurse per shift may remove drugs from the pharmacy. The quantity of drugs shall not exceed the quantity needed to last until the pharmacist is in the facility. A record shall be made at the time of withdrawal by the authorized person removing the drugs. The original or copy of the medication order may substitute for such record. The nurse withdrawing the drugs shall place upon the record of withdrawal an example of the medication removed. An electronic record of the withdrawal is required when the nurse is withdrawing more than a 72-hour supply. The pharmacist shall verify the withdrawal after a reasonable interval, but in no event may such interval exceed 72 hours from the time of withdrawal. A drug regimen review pursuant to a new medication order will be conducted by a pharmacist either on site or by electronic submission within 24 hours of the new order.